All right, get ready to dive deep because today we're going to be uncovering the secrets of those born on January 26th.
Ooh, exciting.
It is. We're cracking open Adam's birthday book for this one, and
Okay.
it does not disappoint, let me tell you, right off the bat.
All right.
Have you ever heard the phrase, the day of striking deeds?
Ooh, it certainly catches your attention right away.
Yeah.
Just that phrase
It does.
makes you think of someone who's, you know, not afraid to make waves, someone who's really ambitious,
Yeah,
driven, wants to leave their mark on the world.
totally. And that's exactly the kind of picture that this book paints. Someone full of energy, maybe even a little impulsive at times, but
Oh, I can see that.
here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
It's not all just like go, go, go. There's this real emphasis on balance, too.
Right.
It's like this striking deeds energy. It needs to be guided by careful consideration,
Yeah.
and a willingness to see different sides of a situation.
Right, right. Like not just barreling through,
Exactly.
but really thinking about their impact.
Yeah, and the book actually uses the word authoritarian to describe
Wow.
some of the potential pitfalls here.
Okay.
And it's almost like there's this
That's interesting.
this underlying need for control, which makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, if you're constantly driven to make big things happen,
Right. You want to be the one.
you might have a strong desire to steer the ship a little bit, right?
Absolutely. And that's where having
Yeah.
really strong relationships is going to be so important to these folks.
Yeah.
The book specifically talks about the need for a partner who can provide that grounding influence,
Oh, interesting.
someone who can maybe help them channel all that energy constructively and maybe encourage them to take a breath before leaping into action.
It's like having that built-in voice of reason, right? Like, okay, hold on, let's think this through for a second.
Exactly, exactly. Otherwise, you might end up in my way or the highway sort of territory.
Totally. And speaking of relationships, this book does not shy away from describing the passionate,
Oh.
maybe even fiery dynamic
Okay,
that can come with the January 26th personality.
interesting. So it sounds like we have like a real capacity for love
Yes.
and connection, but also finding a partner who can match that intensity,
Yes.
but also offer that stability and that emotional support as well.
Communication is key, right?
Absolutely.
With this one.
Yeah.
And maybe a shared sense of adventure wouldn't hurt.
Right. Got to keep it interesting.
Exactly. But let's shift gears for a moment because, in addition to personality traits, Adam's birthday book also delves into the world of numerology.
Oh, I love numerology.
Oh, it's so fun. Did you know that January 26th is linked to the number 8?
It is. Yes, and that is very fitting, isn't it?
It is.
When you think about it.
It's like this whole striking deeds energy. It's like woven into the...
It's in their blueprint.
Yes, their numerological blueprint. But wait, there's more.
Okay.
Because the book goes on to explain that the number 8
Yes.
is also ruled by the planet Saturn.
It is. It is, and that's where things get really fascinating.
Okay, tell me everything.
Okay. So the number 8, often associated with like themes of power, ambition, achievement. Does that sound familiar?
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this interesting juxtaposition here, right?
Yes.
This really powerful, ambitious energy
Yeah.
represented by the number 8.
Yes.
But then Saturn steps in with this more serious, disciplined influence.
Like this cosmic balancing act.
Yeah.
Really is a cosmic balancing act. And when you think about it, those Saturnian qualities, they can be so valuable
Right.
for somebody who just has that inherent go-getter energy.
Totally. Because otherwise it's just like wild, right?
With having a powerful engine but no steering wheel,
Totally.
So Saturn comes in, provides a little bit of that structure, the brakes,
Yes.
helps channel all that power in a meaningful direction.
It's like Saturn saying, okay, you want to make a splash? Great. But let's make sure you're doing it with some intention and purpose.
Exactly. And this combination, it can manifest in so many different ways. We might see like the CEO, a political leader, even a social activist,
Oh, interesting.
someone who's driven to make a real impact
Yeah.
on the world, not just chase, like fleeting success.
It's like they have this inner drive to build something that lasts.
Yes.
Something they can be remembered for,
Exactly.
which I love.
Yeah.
But this wouldn't be a true deep dive if we didn't explore the tarot connection,
Okay, my favorite part.
right? And guess what card Adam's birthday book links to January 26th?
Oh gosh, I bet it's the strength card.
It is the string cards.
Could say.
But it's not about brute force, is it?
No, not at all. It's about this beautiful representation of inner resilience, courage,
Yeah.
and the power of controlled energy.
Right.
Right? Like the imagery itself is so striking.
Oh, yeah.
A figure gently but firmly, like taming a lion.
It's so perfect for a January 26th, right? Like when you think about everything that we've talked about,
So true.
it's like harnessing that raw power, that potential for striking deeds,
Yes.
and learning to channel it with grace and intention.
Yes. It's a reminder that true strength comes from understanding and mastering one's own nature,
Right.
not from forcing things or like bulldozing over obstacles.
Wait.
It's that delicate dance
Yes.
between action and restraint, passion and wisdom.
Ooh, I love that.
Right.
And speaking of balance, this brings us to a really important aspect that the book highlights, and it's health and well-being for those born on January 26th.
Oh, okay.
Because all of that intensity, all that drive,
It's an outlet.
it needs an outlet.
Yes.
Right.
They're
Like
right.
you can't just be go, go, go all the time.
Well, and the book actually mentions some potential health risks
Oh, really?
associated with this birthday. Yeah, particularly if those born on this day don't find healthy ways to manage stress and express their energy.
Okay, so what are we talking, like what could happen?
They mention things like accidents, burnout, even like a tendency towards like impulsive or aggressive behaviors if they don't have those constructive outlets.
It makes sense if you're constantly operating at that level, like it's going to take a toll.
Exactly, exactly. Think of it this way. If you have this fire constantly burning within,
Yeah.
you need to tend to it carefully, right?
Oh, I like that.
Provide it with the right fuel, make
Yeah.
sure it has enough air to breathe, but also make sure it doesn't rage out of control.
So what does that look like practically speaking? What kind of fuel are we talking about?
Well, the book emphasizes the importance of finding healthy outlets for their energy. So things like regular exercise, creative pursuits, maybe even meditation or mindfulness practices
Oh, interesting.
to help quiet the mind,
Yeah.
find moments of stillness.
It's so important for January 26th, I feel like.
It is.
Because it's just like
Yes.
so much energy.
It's about finding that sustainable rhythm, that balance between like pushing their limits
Right.
and knowing when to rest and recharge.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And this is where Adam's birthday book gets really interesting because it's almost like it's saying slowing down and relaxing isn't always enough
Right.
for a January 26th.
Right.
You know, like it talks about the importance of having that strong sense of purpose,
Yeah.
something bigger than themselves to work towards.
Right. And remember we were talking about Saturn's influence
Yes.
and how it's connected to duty and responsibility.
Yes.
This isn't just about personal ambition. It's about finding a way to use their considerable energy
Right.
to make a meaningful contribution
Yes, I love that.
to the world.
It's like they have all these incredible gifts, the drive, the determination, the ability to make things happen. But it's about, like you said, directing those gifts towards something
Yes.
truly fulfilling, something that aligns with their values
Yeah.
and leaves a positive impact.
And with that in mind, Adam's birthday book poses this really like powerful question
Okay.
to anyone born on January 26th
Okay.
that I think we could all benefit from reflecting on, honestly.
All right, hit me with it. What's the big question?
All right, it's simple but profound. If your life was a striking deed, what would you want to be remembered for?
Wow, that really does make you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like if my life was a striking deed, what would I want to be remembered for? It's a big question.
It is a big question, but I think it's also kind of empowering in a way
Right.
because it's almost like giving us permission to dream big,
Yes.
to really embrace that potential.
Ugh.
We have to make a difference.
And it doesn't even have to be something like, huge and important sounding. Like it could just be, were you a good friend? Were you,
Exactly.
supportive family member? Those kinds of things. Right?
Totally. It's about those everyday acts of kindness, those moments where you choose to show up as your best self.
Yes. I love that. And those ripple outwards, right? Like those have an impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
What we can even imagine.
And I think for somebody born on January 26th, like we've been talking about with all that kind of striking deeds energy,
Yes.
those ripples, they have the potential to be even bigger,
Totally.
right? So it's recognizing the power that they hold within and choosing to wield it with purpose and compassion.
I love that. So as we kind of wrap up this fascinating deep dive into the world of January 26th personalities.
Yes.
It seems like the message is pretty clear. Embrace the drive, the
Yeah.
ambition,
Yeah.
the desire to make a difference,
Right.
but balance it with self-awareness.
Yes.
A willingness to learn and grow, and I think most importantly, a deep understanding of what really matters to you.
100%.
Because those are the things that are going to let you craft a life that's not only impactful, but also really fulfilling for you.
Beautifully said. It's a journey,
Yeah.
It's self-discovery, it's harnessing those strengths, but also embracing those vulnerabilities, and then using all of that
Yes.
to create a life that is truly your own.
A life that is a striking deed in and of itself.
Yes.
I love that. All right, well, on that note, we will leave you to ponder that question.
Yes.
If your life was a striking deed, what would you want it to be remembered for? Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.